Ayrton Senna, 31 anni, pilota professionista. È stato 2 volte campione del mondo di Formula 1. È forse il più grande pilota di tutti i tempi. La sua vita straordinaria si divide in 2 metà ben distinte. Quella professionale è un concentrato di pressione e adrenalina. Ayrton ha avuto una vita professionale straordinaria. Non solo ha vinto 2 volte il titolo mondiale, ma è anche il secondo pilota di tutti i tempi per numero di Gran Premi vinti in Formula 1. Ed è senza dubbio il più veloce, come dimostra il suo record di giri più veloci nelle prove. Un campione costantemente sotto i riflettori, inseguito dai fan e ovviamente dai media di tutto il mondo.
So happy that I managed to fight back and get the title.
L'altra metà della sua vita Ayrton Senna la trascorre nel suo paese, il Brasile, in una cornice assolutamente idilliaca. Non si diventa campioni del mondo per caso. Ayrton è un uomo estremamente determinato. Anche nella sua casa al mare si allena con la meticolosità che lo contraddistingue.
This pair of tennis shoes have done probably, they are only about over 2 months old. Almost finished. A lot of running. I've been doing 12, 15, 20 kilometers a day. 3 days, 1 day stop, 3 days, 1 day stop. Behind it, the motivation is that I know not only for my profession is important, but also for my health. It's a responsibility I have even if I am on holiday, that I must keep very close and very much under control, because it will make a difference when I go back to the racing car, to the tracks and testing or racing. I'll be in a better shape, I'll drive better, I will perform better. And it's the motivation behind. It's important to keep very strong, so it gives you the right feelings for doing it.
A volte Ayrton corre sulla spiaggia, ma oggi ha scelto una location meno affascinante. Un pontile per petroliere, circa 1,5 chilometri al largo della spiaggia di casa. Non è uno che corre a caso a seconda di come si sente. Segue un programma predefinito e deve sapere quale distanza percorre. E il pontile fa proprio al caso suo, perché è lungo esattamente 1,5 chilometri.
Are you competitive by nature? You seem to me to be very easygoing, very charming. Do you save it entirely for racing?
I am very competitive. I think any racing driver that gets to Formula 1 has in its personality a lot of competitiveness. I particularly believe to be extremely competitive in anything I do. But it depends where you are and what you're doing, what is your state of mind. If I'm on holiday, off season, it's a different way of living, totally, than when you doing interviews, when you testing during the season, racing, competing during the season. You have to allow yourself a different mental approach, a different way of looking the day and night, and only that way I find possible to get the necessary equilibrium to then give everything I have when it really matters. But in normal things I am competitive. I like to compete and I like to do well, I like to be the best.
La sessione di corsa è finita, ma il viaggio di ritorno in barca è solo una pausa nel programma di allenamento quotidiano.
You can drive a Grand Prix car, whether you are fit or unfit. But for how long you can drive, how precise, how consistent you can drive, under stress, under high temperatures, under difficult conditions during race, is another thing. You know that's gonna be tough, you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna have some pain, you're gonna lose a lot of liquid, but you know you can do it as good as anybody, if not better, if you are well trained, well fit. So if you are not fit, your concentration just tends to go gradually away during a race distance.
Diamo un'occhiata a una giornata tipo della sua vita da pilota. Si comincia intorno alle 6:30 del mattino, quando esce dall'hotel. Sorprendentemente, per raggiungere il circuito va in auto ed è lui a guidare. In qualsiasi città si disputi la gara, Ayrton vuole orientarsi e conoscere le strade.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome now the reigning world champion from Brazil, Ayrton Senna.
È molto probabile che prima di arrivare ai box, Ayrton debba partecipare a una conferenza stampa.
I really like to come. It's a long way, but I like to come. And street circuit is always very much unknown.
Poi il tratto a piedi per arrivare ai box della sua scuderia è una corsa a ostacoli tra ufficiali di gara, conoscenti e giornalisti. E di solito, quando arriva nel paddock, a volte persino mentre si infila la tuta, deve farsi fotografare. Normalmente il lavoro di Ayrton consiste nel preparare la vettura per ottenere la migliore prestazione possibile in funzione del circuito e delle condizioni meteo. Questo significa girare molte volte in pista, rientrare ai box per discutere e tornare a girare in pista. È un'attività spossante, mentalmente e fisicamente. La pausa pranzo è dedicata interamente a una riflessione approfondita su come le varie regolazioni dell'auto e del motore abbiano influito sulle prestazioni durante il mattino. Nel pomeriggio ci possono essere delle prove di qualificazione. Questa è la più tesa delle fasi pre-gara. Una situazione in cui Ayrton si spingerà molto vicino al limite per ottenere il giro più veloce, conquistare la pole position ed essere in prima fila nella griglia di partenza della gara. Ayrton è il più grande esperto di tutti i tempi nelle tattiche di qualificazione. La sua supremazia tattica è uno dei motivi del suo record di pole position.
Simply the best.
Ayrton, just a fraction slower today than yesterday. Tell us about
Ma anche se fa il tempo più veloce, non può tornare subito all'hotel. Deve partecipare alla conferenza stampa che segue le qualifiche.
Well, I think the circuit itself was slightly quicker today, but just slightly, very similar.
Ayrton ha partecipato molte volte a conferenze stampa come questa e sa come comportarsi. In ogni caso è un impegno che porta via tempo e aggiunge un po' di pressione. E persino la sera, quando ti aspetteresti di vederlo cenare tranquillamente, spesso lo trovi ai box. In questo caso sta cercando di migliorare la calzata del suo casco. Nella giornata che stiamo seguendo, Ayrton è al lavoro da circa 14 ore. I minuti che precedono la gara, quando i piloti sono negli abitacoli e i giornalisti sono autorizzati ad aggirarsi tra le vetture, sono un momento di grande tensione, che il preparatore di Ayrton, Joseph, cerca di mitigare con un po' di acqua rinfrescante sul collo. La gara è uno sforzo massacrante di 2 ore, tra sofferenza fisica e caldo infernale. I piloti sono sottoposti ad accelerazioni fino a 5G, ossia 5 volte l'accelerazione di gravità. Ciò significa che la testa di un pilota con tanto di casco aumenta improvvisamente il proprio peso fino a 5 volte, ovvero fino a circa 23 kg. Immaginate lo sforzo cui per 2 ore è sottoposto il collo e capirete perché è necessario un allenamento costante. Ma mentre Ayrton si allena in modo scientifico, i suoi amici pensano solo a rilassarsi. Quando ha finito di allenarsi, Ayrton ha un sano e robusto appetito.
Ayrton, can you eat what you like?
Pretty much. Not only what I like, but as much as I like to, as much as I want to. I don't normally have a problem with any kind of food. Of course, I try to eat healthy food. I love fruits in general. I like also typical Brazilian type of food like rice, beans, potatoes, salad. But I avoid red meat now for a few years. I cut it slowly. But when I'm in Brazil, I eat a little bit from time to time. I eat a lot of fish, particularly when I am in the beach house.
È bello avere un elicottero personale se vuoi mostrare a qualcuno la tua città. La città di Ayrton è San Paolo, la seconda città più grande del mondo, la capitale economica del Brasile.
This is the center, the business center of São Paulo. The big avenue with all the banks and everything. All the the center, the big center. A lot of things going on. Onde é que está o outro lugar? This is Praça da Sé. It's the beginning of São Paulo. It's the Marco Zero.
So tell me, what is this building, Ayrton?
It's my new office. It's going to be my new office. And the top of it is especially being built for a helicopter landing pad for us. We have 3 levels of the building just for our activities. Here is where I keep my private jet, which I fly all over the world. It's a twin jet. It's HS 125-800, made by British Aerospace. My design leader is where I keep my jet. Now we're coming up to the circuit, Interlagos, where we come now to race the Brazilian Grand Prix. It has gone through major rebuilding last year, and we had the Grand Prix back in São Paulo, before it used to be Rio. Now it's just, as you can see, some work still going on, just before the race in March. Beside the racing circuit, there is the go-kart circuit, which is where I started racing 15 years ago. That's the go-kart circuit there, beside the main straight. Back in '73, I did my first official race, which I won. I actually won the race. The circuit is over there, on our left, where I used to run, where I do my training. It's the university area. It's only for the students, and they have this club for exercise and fun and all kinds of sports activities. And it's a place for only young people. It's good atmosphere, good mind, which is important especially when you're doing hard training, to have a good atmosphere, a good positive attitude towards to your exercise, your training program.
Alla periferia di San Paolo, Ayrton ci mostra la casa dei suoi genitori, dove vive da 15 anni.
We built the house from zero. Your people in San Paolo know you live here? Some. And now if he goes away, you see the mountain.
San Paolo è una città grande e importante, ma come il resto del Brasile è lontana dall'Europa, la patria della Formula 1, ed è poco conosciuta al di fuori del Sud America. E allora come mai il Brasile ha prodotto piloti così forti?
I believe when somebody 10,000-12,000 kilometers away decides to go to Europe from South America, from Brazil, you must have in yourself a lot of guts and a lot of determination to succeed. And I think that is a common feeling in all of us. We have less technology around us that can do part of the job for us. We have to create much more. We have to innovate much more from our own source. We are still very young. We are still disorganized, generally speaking, and therefore we have much more problems to do things and to achieve things. And when we decide to go for it and compete, we have in our instincts, I think, a little bit more power to go through difficulties and to create a little bit more in situations where it's the ability you have to imagine and create and put it in reality. Maybe we have a little bit more.
I piloti professionisti sono davvero molto diversi da come il pubblico se li immagina. Ayrton non guida una fuoriserie, ma una semplice station wagon tedesca. Quando non è nella sua casa sulla spiaggia, Ayrton passa un po' di tempo nella sua tenuta di campagna, a circa 150 km da San Paolo. È un ambiente completamente diverso da quello marittimo, ma a suo modo altrettanto spensierato.
Were these lakes here before?
There were originally two lakes. This one was the higher one, and we decided to join them. And we made one big lake, which is over 1 kilometer long. The water is a natural water, it's spring water, there is no outside water, it's completely clean. So it's beautiful to water ski, jet ski, swim, just play water sports, which I love. And we also are planning to put some fish here, 15,000-20,000, to then be able to also to fish a little bit and have a fresh fish, the ones we like most, and have fun.
Now, over here, what are these buildings I see here?
Well, they were not in the farm when we bought, and then part of our development program, we decided to build those houses for the workers. And so we have built so far about 10 houses, and the people who then work for us can have a good way of life. And also it's nice to see new things done properly with the right shape, right design, right style. We are also making the main house for us. It's gonna have 10 suites. They'll be facing the lakes, and we have a swimming pool down here. And then we have the main house, which is automatically connect with the suites over there, with the saloons and all the other things that we like to have in a private house. We've been working here for a year and a half already, and I believe we have another 2 years to go. Everything is facing the two lakes, So all the time our view will be the two lakes. We have a tennis court right in front, the swimming pool. We have the boathouse there on the left, and we try to preserve the trees that were here from the beginning, to have the atmosphere, the environment, as untouchable as possible. So it's gonna be nice when it's finished. This is our pier that will link the house. We have stairs going up there that go on the terrace, and that house is the boathouse, where we have the entrance. The water will actually goes into the house, so the boat go into the house, the jet skis, and we have a crane there to pull the jet ski out of the water and put it over a special place. I have there also a place for the go-karts, a place for the boat, a place for the radio control model aircraft. So it's a place only for fun. All the hobbies I like to play all the time, and I can play here in the farm in many different ways, are all concentrating there. So I will be spending a lot of my time there with my friends and my cousin and the people who like the same hobbies.
Oltre a preoccuparsi che la casa non rovini l'ambiente, Ayrton è determinato a far sì che la tenuta produca cibo sano e naturale.
You've got a lot of stuff growing here, Ayrton.
Yeah, this is just a small corn plantation that we have for our own need, for our own consumption. And we use not only for us to eat, but also for the cows. You can see here, it's still premature, but it's our own corn with no chemicals or anything else that can be bad for your health. See here, the corn, right?
That's terrific.
It's natural, no chemicals. So. Okay, here we are with the orange trees, 1-year-old orange tree, and you can see still very green. It's not the season, but it's full of fruits already. And again, it's our own. You can come and grab from here and eat immediately with no chemicals or anything else.
This is just for everybody on the estate?
Yes, it's just for our own use, for my family, my friends, and also the people who live here in the farm. We have oranges, we have tangerines, we have lemons, we have bananas over there, we have the corn, we have rice, we have lots of fruits, and it's only for our own consumption.
Why are you pulling this poor tree out?
Because it's mandioc tree, and it's the way to get the stuff out so you can have a nice and fresh vegetable. Okay, this is it. Here is the mandioc, all the way.
And but now you've destroyed the tree. How long before you get any more manioc?
It's about 6 months you get a new one. It grows very fast, and is the way to have this agriculture.
Il padre di Ayrton è un uomo timido e non gli piace essere ripreso.
You got him.
Yes, we got it. But tell me what you think you got from your family and your upbringing.
I think first of all, a lot of love. I think this is important in human being. And I happened to have a lot when I was a kid from my family, and that gave me all the strength I have in my education, my personality. Of course, I had all the support from my family in everything I've been involved. I've been always followed very close by my parents particularly, and although I had freedom to choose things, anytime, whenever I was going out of line of what is a healthy and a good way to live, they were right there to show me, to explain me what was going on and what was going to happen later, which then you have no idea. And they were trying to prevent major disasters, let's say, and yet I was able to to do wrong things and learn by doing it, which is sometimes the best way of learning, by mistaking yourself. And I think I'm very fortunate because my father and mother gave me the fundamental feelings that I have until today. Together with that, of course, I have a wonderful sister and a very special brother, and we always live very close together, always doing things together, always thinking as a group, as a whole, always being positive about things. We always had a healthy life, we always had anything we want in life. So in that aspect, I think I'm a fortunate guy.
L'atmosfera nella tenuta di Ayrton è una curiosa combinazione di charme e normalità. Le persone arrivano su aerei privati con nonchalance, come se arrivassero in autobus. Ci sono sempre bambini che hanno gadget di ogni tipo per divertirsi. Alcune di queste persone sono ricche, ma si comportano come gente comune, vecchi amici che ridono e scherzano insieme. Persino l'agente immobiliare della zona viene a fare una visita, con l'intento di vendere un piccolo lotto. E la sua stazza diventa motivo per qualche simpatica e bonaria presa in giro. Non sono in molti ad avere un circuito personale, ma Ayrton Senna ne ha uno, una pista per go-kart. Questa gara privata è un evento informale. I suoi vecchi amici sembrano mostrargli un certo rispetto, oltre alla loro amicizia, ma è semplicemente il rispetto dovuto a un campione del mondo. Il successo di Ayrton come pilota, con il grande pubblico che segue gli sport motoristici, fa di lui una specie di star locale.
Vai. Perché non tinha un gioco di pneu? Tá ali, nós estamos esperando justamente. Já maciou o bicho aí? Já, vai andar só uns 15 minutos. Tem melhorado muito.
Questo go-kart è stato costruito appositamente per Ayrton e anche se questa è solo un'occasione per divertirsi, lui ispeziona il suo mezzo con grande cura e professionalità.
È tiro só ainda, né? É, tiro. Aí só apertar pra mim.
Sono anni che non guida un go-kart, ma ovviamente non ha dimenticato come si fa a saltare dentro in corsa.
Na intermediária alta e não vai. Porque os outros vão vai ficando. Abaixa ele vai. No primeiro toque, lá vai. Depois ele estrangula. Agora ele top. Fun. But they go too fast for me. No way. They push very hard. They go pretty fast. They have also their engines really going well. They pull very strong. That's fun. I'm gonna try some other go-karts. See if I find a better one.
Da professionista qual è, Ayrton prova diversi kart.
When I was 8 or 9, I already had a proper go-kart, which was big for me. I was so small and light, so my go-kart was fast. I was so light compared to other people. And I used to run with other people, just playing at weekends. And we were outside São Paulo. Suddenly there were so many people playing there with go-karts that they decided to organize a small race. They asked my father if he would allow me to also participate, because I was 8 or 9, there were guys with 20, 25, 18. And my father was a bit scared, of course, and he eventually said okay. And the grid position was established by drawing a piece of paper inside the helmet. So they put all the numbers there, grid position, and because I was the little one, they told me, you take the first one to choose, take the number, and I took number 1. So I was on pole position. And that was really my first taste of competition. But it was only a game. And I remember I led 35 laps out of 40 because my go-kart was too fast for them. I was big advantage being light. And eventually the last 5 laps I was second or third. And the guy behind me, who was much faster than me on the corners, could not overtake me on the straight. Eventually he hit me from the back and I went off the circuit. And so I didn't finish, but it was good fun, good memories.
Naturalmente, gli amici di Ayrton hanno organizzato una gara e hanno deciso di farlo partire dall'ultima posizione. Guida il kart numero 42 con il suo inconfondibile casco giallo. Inevitabilmente, man mano che la gara va avanti, Ayrton risale una posizione dopo l'altra. È partito ultimo ed è arrivato terzo. Suo padre suggerisce all'organizzatore di squalificare Ayrton per irregolarità. È stato battuto da un ragazzino raggiante, che probabilmente non dimenticherà mai il giorno in cui ha battuto Ayrton Senna.
Cadê o terceiro? Quem é o terceiro?
42. Não, o terceiro.
O terceiro está desclassificado.
Leonardo, tá aí do seu lado.
Aí. É eu ou o Alfredo, um dos dois.
Não, é você o terceiro.
Faz a posição. Vamos ver o tamanho do relógio aí, para ficar mais adequado. Você quer jogar?
Vem pra cá, tia, na fotografia, tia.
Aí, valeu. E o próximo? Aí, cadê a Vanessa? Vai ficar joinha aí, ó. Pequenininho. Tá?
Aí, pessoal.
Ayrton non si interessa solo di aerei veri. Da molti anni ha l'hobby dell'aeromodellismo.
This is from Japan. Ayrton Senna special. There was a friend of mine in Japan who did it. And every year, by the Grand Prix time, they make a plane for me, a model. They are from Honda Motor Company. They also have a hobby model flying. And this is the second plane they give me in 3 years. The big one in the wall is the Christian Eagle one, also was done by them. And the major problem is how to bring all those models to Brazil all the way from Japan. Beautiful. Ok.
Il suo compagno di aeromodellismo è il cugino Fabio. Questi modellini non sono giocattoli, sono costruiti con materiali avanzati e controllati da dispositivi elettronici molto complessi.
How did you find doing this when you first started?
It's very difficult. I've been doing it for 5 years and I have damaged and broken many models. It's a very special hobby. I love it.
It's relaxing?
When you're playing here, yes. When you actually fly, it's not so relaxing because you cannot mistake. You mistake, the model is gone. And sometimes it takes months to build a model. Therefore, you create some love for it because you know how hard it is to build one and to damage or destroy one, maybe 1 second. So it's some ways it's also a little bit stressing to do it when you fly, but it takes your mind completely away from anything else because it absorbs your mind, your concentration. So it's relaxing in a way to forget any racing cars or interviews, things like this.
Questa è un'attività che richiede grande coordinazione, concentrazione, abilità manuale, vista eccezionale. Tutte qualità che i piloti di successo devono possedere.
Rapaz, eu tive que puxei e não atendeu. Tava com pouco comando. Vou passar aqui na frente, Brian. Nessa posição mesmo, em cima dos carros, na altura dos carros. Fica aqui,
A differenza di un aereo reale, quando guidi un modellino non hai nessuna sensazione fisica. È necessaria una grande percezione a livello mentale. Questo vale in particolar modo durante l'atterraggio, ed è difficile atterrare meglio di così.
You had no engine on that landing?
Yeah, the engine stopped on the approach, so I was gliding only. But the plane is marvelous. It flies very beautiful, very smooth, so it's not too difficult to fly compared to other models. Vai, acelera tudo, hein?
Fabio è un pilota di modellini meno esperto e meno abile di Ayrton. Per farlo volare ha bisogno di molta concentrazione. Quando arriva il momento dell'atterraggio, Ayrton offre il suo sostegno morale.
Cortou o motor?
Motor cortado.
Tá joia, entendeu? Perfeito.
E il risultato lascia tutti soddisfatti. Probabilmente i fan di Ayrton non se lo immaginano come un uomo così allegro e rilassato. Perché l'Ayrton Senna che il pubblico normalmente vede è un uomo impegnato in un'attività fortemente competitiva, le gare di Formula 1. Ma alcuni studenti in Scozia hanno avuto la fortuna di vedere un altro lato di Ayrton.
Mr. Senna is happy to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Mr. Senna, which of your fellow competitors do you admire most, and why?
One of the greatest drivers of all times is Fangio. Not only because he won 5 times the world title, but because of his attitude. I had the possibility of meeting with him different occasions over the past 2-3 years. He came to some events, some races. I had some moments with him, and I really like his way of approaching certain situations, his concepts about life, his ideas about motor racing at his time and today. And for me, he is not only a world champion in the circuit, but also a real gentleman outside racing cars. So for that reason, I am a great fan of him, and I admire him a lot.
Sir, how do you personally relate religion to Formula 1?
I had a very nice experience today when I arrived here in the school, because I was taken to the chapel that you all know. When you talk about religion, is a touching point, very difficult, easy to be misunderstood. But for me, it's a fact. It's not only by reading the Bible, where you read black and white, but I try as hard as I can to understand life through God. And that means every day of my life, not only when I am home, but when I'm doing my work too.
Sir, when do you hope to retire?
Well, I'm only 31 years old. I think I have still a long way to go. I have had a lot of success in my career. I believe I have still the possibility and the potential to learn a lot more and improve myself a lot more, and therefore do better. My lifestyle puts me in pressure all the time, with lots of people around me, watching me, following me, looking and waiting to see what I'm gonna do next. I have slowly gone to a more private way of life.
You've won the World Championship twice. You've demonstrated with all your pole positions that you're the fastest driver. Why go on?
Because I need it. I need it in first place. It was a kind of choice of life. The thrill I get from driving, the speed, the challenge to succeed, to be the best, to beat records in terms of being successful all the time. The records keep going. And to be the fastest, to be number one is something that motivates me a lot, and I learn about myself through it. I continuously go further and further, learning about my own limitations, my body limitations, my psychological limitations, and it's a way of life for me. Of course, there are moments that you wonder how long you should be doing it, because there are other aspects which are not nice in this lifestyle. But I just love winning. I just love racing. I just love the challenge to beat somebody else, and in many occasions even to beat myself.
La vita da sogno di Ayrton è quella che vive nella sua casa sulla spiaggia. Dopo la conclusione della stagione 1990, a dicembre e gennaio, ha passato qui 40 giorni per rigenerare le risorse fisiche ed emotive prosciugate dalla sua vita lavorativa. La vita qui ha la semplicità che solo la ricchezza può procurare. Nei giorni in cui il cielo è coperto, Ayrton non ha che da prendere il suo elicottero dal suo nascondiglio tra gli alberi. Naturalmente i suoi amici, tra i quali c'è sempre un copilota di elicottero, sono pronti a cercare un posto al sole. A pochi minuti di distanza c'è una grande isola disabitata, a circa 1,5 chilometri dalla costa. Sull'altro versante delle montagne dell'isola di solito splende il sole. Ayrton Senna deve essere uno degli scapoli più ambiti del mondo, perciò è difficile immaginarlo a corto di amiche.
My lifestyle is very particular, and therefore makes it very difficult to have stable relationships with particularly women, because you're traveling too much, you're away too much, especially when you're Brazilian. And when I find the right woman at the right time, it's gonna happen.
Questa isola racchiude un ricordo molto speciale per Ayrton.
Well, I come here late in afternoon. It was a beautiful end of the day. No cloud, just the sun going down. The beach was completely clean, and there wasn't a single footprint in it. And I run, go to the end of it, and when I turn on the way back, I realized that the whole of this was here for me. Was nobody else, nothing else. And was such a feeling of peace suddenly, and such a strong feeling of healthy, that I run harder and harder, stronger and strong, and still I felt so good. And I remember I ran for an hour in the soft sand, which is hard, but my vision was so good, was such a good feeling that it kept my body going. And the fact that I could only see my own footprint as I was going back and forwards was amazing feeling, like was a gift, was a special day.
From the outside, it looks as if you have a very special life. Does it seem that way to you?
I'm sure of it. First of all, few people in life have the opportunity to do what they want to do and to have their profession, what was their hobby. Secondly, to be successful in the activity that we are, very few. To have come from nowhere to where I am today, still with 30 years old, it's a great achievement. And not only that, to be healthy, strong, and still with a long way to go, with so much still to learn and achieve. it's very unique to have a good family in the modern days where divorces and things like this are so common. So our main problems for sure are that big when you look, generally speaking, to other people's life. And therefore, and even so, they are big to us because they are the only ones we have. So I think I am very fortunate for that. I believe the important thing is to be in peace with yourself and to feel that what you're doing and how you're doing and where you want to be and how you want to be is clear in your mind and you do your own way.